People have noticed that it doesn't matter what situation you're dropped in. I'm just getting getting like Fortnite, like you're just spawning in the sky. Um, and whatever you're dropped into, you always handle that. Look, we have the Seven of Cups. This represents the drop in because I feel like sometimes you're placed in situations that are random. Like you're not expecting to go do what you do when you leave the door. I feel like or leave the door, leave out from your house or something. And it's like it'll be like the randomest days you'll just get into some shit. And it's almost like I'm just getting like hands going like now this will get them. And you step up to the plate. It's like random too. It's like how could you be prepared for what you're about to experience because you had no forewarning, but you step up to the plate. We have the 6 of wands. This is invisible. This is in view. People have seen you do this. People have watched you hit the curveball, not even the fastball, it's the curveball. You hit that shit, you hit it out of the park, and you're leaving them like jaws just kind of like not even open, just kind of just they don't even have the power to clinch it to be angry. They're just in the moment, just like, what the hell? That's just the type of person you are. You're dropped into a place and it's like they expect confusion, but you're a secret weapon. It's like you didn't know you were gonna go be used there, but you're being used there. Like that's how people are viewing you right now. Like you're a special ops drop in. You're not even the Fortnite getting dropped in. You're literally the paratrooper, the Black Ops paratrooper. They see you like the Fortnite drop in, right? But what you actually are is not how you seem at first. And what you are is definitely, you're just not one to play with. Um, this is so strange. I was about to ask if I had the deck upside down with Ten of Swords in reverse. This is giving me that you're really not open. There's not kinks in the armor, especially like in the mental armor that you have. This is about your self focus. This is about like willpower. This is about the internal makeup, the mental state that you're in when you're in performance mode. This is like flow state. This is the opposite of the Ten of Swords is flow state because the Ten of Swords is about a cessation of all, I don't know, good feelings, right? Like you're just kind of like dead in the water, right? You'll get up again, but it's like in the moment, it sucks. But not here. This is giving a flow state. It's giving like ready at all times, like, ready when you're not ready. And it really kind of like throws people about how you're ready when you're not ready. You're just one of those. Let's see. There's so many good ones. I don't know which to start. I think I'm gonna start with this one though. We're gonna go with the Seven of Swords. Look, this is again like there's stuff that you are kind of like moving through where you're blindfolded almost, but you're strategizing in somebody's strategy. That's like what you're doing. And it's so weird. It's like I was just reading something about cracking DRM software. So if you don't know what DRM software is, it's basically this corporate like bullshit that they place in gaming software specifically that does this like insane complex system of checks using the internet to make sure that your game was purchased legally, and it also prevents you from owning the software. So obviously you already know how that's going to go down on the internet. People are going to go and figure out a way. And basically, what they do is they found a way to literally lie to the DRM software and create their own maze that is like an identical version of the checks that the DRM software makes. And so basically, this is given that it's like you're the glitch in the system that is not triggering the security. Like, I don't know, there's something so unassuming about you when you are placed in said situation that they don't know that you're essentially gaming them until you've already won. And then it's just like that's why there's that defeated aspect with you. It's like you're just a silent killer in a way. That's what I'm really getting with the Seven of Swords, a silent killer. Like you're not gonna come in there with ego. You're just gonna come in there and again perform, flow, and get that shit done. Look, we also have this Eight of Cups. I feel like that you're not easy to drive off. There's something persistent about you because it's not like you're dropped in and you nail it every time. Well, you do, but just not at first, right? Like sometimes that's part of your trickery as well. Like sometimes you seem incapable at first, right? When you're getting your bearings, and then it's like once it clicks, right? And then it's like a machine. But until then, people are just like viewing you and they think what they see is somebody who's stumbling in the dark, but it's not that at all. Think of it like gaining your balance on like something, right? It looks like you're about to fall over, but you're not. There's something calibrating, right? It's like a calibration that looks like a struggle at first. It's like you're designed this way. It's like you're designed this way. Just kind of like, I was gonna call you a Trojan horse since we're on the computer virus thing, but oh my gosh. And that leads me, I think I made a point about the Trojan War once and how like the mythological reason for it happening was because of Eris throwing the apple of discord. Look, because you are the apple of discord, I'm gonna tell you that right now. And this is why, like, how can you be the Trojan horse, but you're also the thing that started it to begin with? That's what they don't know. That's like when you're just dropped in there, so unassuming, you're just like a weapon, and they don't know. It's something is about to get destabilized when you're in the mix here, and it's giving me that you're just so like I was gonna say succinct, but it's like smooth with it that it's not noticeable until it's done, until you've won. It's almost like I'm getting the baseball thing again. If they're throwing you the pitch and you hit it so cleanly and so far that people, it's almost like you didn't hit it, right? They didn't see where the ball went, even though it went out of the stadium. That's how you are right now. And that's why there's kind of like a just like a what the fuck energy with you, especially when dealing with you or after they deal with you. That is comical for your spirit guides, for God. Like I don't know. There's something cute about it, right? It's like we're just gonna toss and collect it and see what happens. But no, this is getting me like not that you're literally just placed in every situation you've ever been in, but again, this is like when the randomness of life even throws you a curveball, you still manage to hit it. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's something that is thrown your way that you just really shouldn't even know about, and you probably don't. But the way that you're able to snap to in the moment is a skill that is scary because it's just not noticeable until you're doing it, right? That's how smooth. So, look, we got the lovers here. We got the lovers. I feel like that despite your utter silent domination of the situation, people cannot help but kind of like give you your props. This is like they recognize it. They recognize it. There's something that you possess that other people either want or they are developing themselves. And I feel like for the right person, you are a shining beacon of how to be you. There's something like you can't do what you do without being authentic, right? This is just who you are. I feel like in the moment, like there's no premeditation a lot of the time with you and in these random moments, right? Of course, you can be calculated with that seven of swords. You can, right? But it's like in the moment, your ability to do it is what really surprises people. The long game is impressive with you, of course, right? The lovers can give me the long game, but it's also about how you I've got like put that shit on, meaning like how you use your personality, how you kind of like use your skill set in a way to get things done. It's intelligent, it's classy. The lovers is something that is not offensive to the senses, right? Like there's something in the way that you do things that it doesn't get people that like, oh wow, this person like cheated or this person's like playing dirty. There's something like you win fair and square despite the secretive nature of the way that you operate, because to be honest, you're not really hiding anything. Being unassuming is not you actively trying to hide aspects of yourself, right? That would be the wolf in sheep's clothing. But you are basically like you're who you are, and other people, oh my gosh, think of it like pixelated. They're seeing you pixelated, and it's like their minds are having to piece together who you are in real time. So they're just gonna come to any, like, and it's gonna shift. It's going to shift. Their outlook of you is going to continuously shift until they see it, right? But by the time they see it, the game is usually done. But then they're just going to sit there and they can't call you anything other than that bitch because you're not doing anything but being you. So let's see, where are we? This Queen of Cups. I feel like again there is something about you that is very almost because okay, at the Queen of Cups can be seen as not ditzy but like bubbly, happy, you know? So people will see that and they think, oh, again, this person's sweet, but it's like, yes, but not really. Not really. Like, yes, yes. It's like you're genuinely, yes, you are that person. You are the kind of, again, like the, not, it's not ditzy. What is that? Somebody who's just not really caring too much. Like, you're not, I want to say, I was gonna say not grounded, but that's not what it is either. It's something to where it's a carefree type of like I'm gonna have a good time energy, and I'm not really focused on like what everybody in front of me is doing, and people will take this for you not being aware. But no, it's not. They should not assume with you because it's giving me that you're doing this actively so that you're not all up in everybody's shit because I feel like your energy and the way that you pick stuff up is automatic and like you will be in people's shit if you just if you let yourself, right? Like you're just going to be, I don't know, energetically invasive, and I feel like that you like to keep it to yourself, and people are just not aware of actually how aware you are, and that's why there's this funny thing to it. There's an irony to dealing with you, especially with the uninitiated, those who don't know you, those who don't know the type that you are. And to those people, you can come across as almost like a trickster. Like they'll think you're messing with them on purpose. And I don't know, maybe you are. Maybe you are. They'll never know, right? This is about your mind, totally about your mind. Look at this. Okay, we have the King of Wands reversed, the Tower, the Sun reversed, and the King of Swords upright. I know I just bombarded you with cards. We're going to start with them in order. King of Wands reversed is so interesting here. This is giving me, when it comes to displaying how you feel on the outside, having it match. Okay, the King of Wands reverse, when you show up, there's something about people's like ability to not self-actualize. It's not that, because you're not countering their growth, you're countering their bravado essentially, because the King of Wands reverse is somebody who is outwardly displaying a sense of confidence, but in reality it's arrogance because it's not based in reality. And I feel like there's something about you that shatters that bubble when you show up, especially when you show up and people are like, "Oh, look at this guy, look at him, look at what," like, right? Like when you become a target almost. When you become a target, it's like you have like this debuff that when like a narcissist, like when anybody, it doesn't even matter who it is, right? Fuck the clinical terms. When somebody wants to put a target on you, when they think that you're green, weak, or somebody who can, like, I don't know, be taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form, it's like you have this passive debuff that will expose if they are really about their shit or not. It's like a dice check. It's literally like they'll look at you, they'll be like, oh, that one. And then in their own mind, they're like, are you sure about who you are? Like, and then they'll have a collapse. Like they'll have to answer. They'll have to answer because it's themselves asking, what are you doing? This is what is borderline. Like people are like, is it witchcraft? It might be. It might be. Shit. I'm just kidding. It's not. But to them, maybe it might be. But you'll trigger that. You'll trigger a check. Be like, wait, am I who I say I am? And it's like, why am I thinking this? And you'll totally just dismantle whatever plot, plan, or scheme was going on. Then that's why, like with the tower here, things will collapse, things will fall apart, be made bare, be made known, you know? And that's funny because with the sun in reverse, you would think that's a lack of clarity, but this is actually a lack of happiness. You know, when people get pleasure over domination, and you know how I was telling you earlier, you are the silent dominator. This is the bravado, the loudness that gets turned in on itself when you walk in the door. This is the total collapse of the false. And that's really what it is at a root level. It is the collapse of the false. It is not you coming in to crush an ego. It is not you coming in to show people who they are or any of that, right? It is a collapse of the false. And that leads us to this King of Swords. And this is because you walk in truth and authenticity. And this doesn't put blinders between you and who you are and what the skill set that you have. It does not put a limiter on you. Like people think that the bravado, the falseness, gives them more strength because it hides their weakness, but it does not allow you to act out of truth. So if you do display any true skill, or if you do have true skill of any way, shape, or form, if you are acting out of a false sense of self, you're never going to be able to display that at its full capacity. And you are the person who is kind of like showing that. So when you come in, when you get dropped in there and it's like you're turning all of their bullshit in on themselves, right? What they need to realize and what they need to overcome is their own self limitations. And it honestly has nothing to do with you. Like, yes, you're the trigger, but it's because they made you a target, right? It's like they contributed to it more than they'd like to admit. And so then you have to pull out all the stops on them, you know. And I feel like by the end of it, people probably aren't liking you very much, but they're seeing you for who you actually are, right? And that's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. I think the last card here is very fitting. We have the Ace of Swords. This is about the way that you view yourself too, because self-perception, if you're not aware of this, self-perception actually influences the way that you look to other people. How you feel about, and this is psychologically true, this is not my opinion. How you feel about yourself is how the world is going to feel about you in a way, right? It doesn't mean that if you think that you're the shit, the world is going to then give you everything in kind. No, but it means you're not going to be constantly challenged on who you are because you're unsure about it. So the world needs to get clear and you need to get clear. So you're going to come across these situations that demand you act out of authenticity. And if you're opposed to that, you're going to be feeling like you're in hell. And so when you come around, you make the fake people who cannot act out of authenticity feel like they're going through hell because you fundamentally change the environment, the rules. You rewrite the whole thing when you show up. And now the default is authenticity. And if they're not doing that, it's not going to be a fun time. And yeah, collective, who the hell are you?